All right, guys, let's have another honest conversation. I was thinking about this whole online dating thing. And I asked myself when this began. And if you do a quick Google search, you will find, I think Tinder was the first one back in 2012, and they had maybe one or two they mentioned before, but they didn't really take off, so to speak. So I guess the first one that really went big was Tinder in 2012. Now, the thing I find interesting is before dating apps, the only place a man could meet a woman was out in public. You know, it would be weird for a man to walk up to a random house, knock on the door, and ask, is there a single woman living here? That would be just weird. So the only place a man could meet a woman was in the public. But with the introduction of dating apps, the people who created these apps had to do something to force people to use the apps. And we noticed with the introduction of the dating apps, as they got more popular, a certain narrative was being pushed all over social media, telling women it's creepy for men to approach them in public. Reject men who approach you in public. And we saw so many women on social media saying, we don't want men to approach us in public. Don't talk to us in public. Don't talk to us at the gym. Don't talk to us at the supermarket. When you see us in public, just leave us alone. It's weird. It's creepy. Don't approach us in public. So then the only option the men would have if they want to meet a woman would be to go on a dating app. So is it far-fetched for me to think that the people who are behind these dating apps were the ones pushing the narrative that men should not approach women in public because it's creepy and weird and it's not safe for the women? Because once you can convince enough women to start believing this and rejecting men in public and embarrassing them in public, men would have no choice but to go on dating apps. And when the men get to the dating apps, the women were free. The men had to pay. So dating apps now were making money. You can't approach a woman in public. You have to use a dating app. If you're the man, you have to pay. Interesting, isn't it? It's funny how when you just step back and look at what's going on, look at what happened in the past, and you do the math, you're like, wait a minute. Somebody is doing something or manipulating a situation to get a desired result. And unfortunately, I think that's it worked for a couple of years, that's for sure. Definitely worked. But I think it has gotten to a point now where the dating apps are failing. It's a disaster now. There are so many men and women on dating apps that have bad intentions and just, I think it's becoming what they call it, dating fatigue or swiping fatigue. You men and women log on to or sign up for a dating app or on a dating app, and then the women are getting hundreds of messages or likes every single day. Now, for one woman to be going through hundreds of likes and messages, that's like a full-time job, and you're getting a pile of messages every day. So, of course, you're just going to get tired, fatigued at just scrolling through, reading messages, trying to decide who you should talk to. And then for the men, swiping left, whatever, trying to find someone to talk to also becomes tiring. This constant looking at your screen and swiping. So after a while, you just get frustrated and now I'm done with this. So right now what we are seeing is men are still afraid to approach women in public because they don't want to get embarrassed. Men and women are a bit tired of dating apps because it's just too much work, too much swiping, too much reading. It's just overwhelming. So now, what do they do? Now I'm seeing some women coming on YouTube complaining, why aren't men approaching us? So it means those women are fed up with dating apps and now they want to go back to what is natural for a man to approach you in public. But the men are still scared because you don't want the embarrassment. So this is what happens when greedy people who want to make money push a narrative to manipulate people to do what is not natural just so they can make some money. And then you leave people confused. Because there's nobody coming back to say, hey guys, look, it's safe to approach women in public. And this narrative was wrong and should not have been. Women, stop the foolishness. If a man doesn't approach you in public, where is he supposed to approach you? You can't come to your house and knock on your door and peep inside. That's weird. So he has to approach you in public. So whoever was pushing this narrative, they were manipulating you to get you to just focus on being on a dating app just so they can make some money from the men coming there and wanting to talk to you, so they had to pay. But now both of you are fatigued and just don't have the time or patience to be swiping and reading all these messages and stuff. And we have to fix the problem. So it's okay for men to approach. Nobody's saying that. So the men are confused. The women are fed up with dating apps. Likewise, the men. And what's happening now? What's happening now? So the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, stick to what is natural. Stick to what is natural. What our parents and grandparents and great grandparents have been doing for years. Keeping it natural, keeping it real. Right? I don't have an issue with dating apps, but I think online dating is for those people who want to meet someone in a different city, in a different state or province, depending on where you're from, or in a different country. You know, if you want to travel the world or you want to meet someone from a different country, fine. Online dating is convenient. But if you're okay meeting someone locally, then dating apps are not for you. Leave that alone. Get outside, go to public areas where people are, see people in person and say hi. And, women have to understand that they have to do something now to correct this nonsense, to give men the confidence again that it's safe and okay for men to approach women in public, because the men are still confused. So the work is cut out for you women. You push the men away from approaching in public. So you will now have to do the work to give them the confidence that it is safe to approach you in public, right? Like I said, be careful, be careful who you listen to, because people don't necessarily have your interest at heart. They're just trying to make some money. And for them to do that, remember, there's one market. Doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, there's only one market, and that's people. People are the only ones who spend money. Animals don't. So whatever business people are doing, there's only one market, and that's people. So we have to be smart, keep things natural. And women need to wake up and realize that, okay, they fell for the nonsense. They fell for the nonsense. It has created a problem. And now they have their work cut out to fix the problem, because they have to make men feel safe again to approach them. Because if none of you want to be on dating apps and the man is not approaching you in public, the men are not going to these dating events or single events, men are not turning up, then, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well. So, women, it's your responsibility now. You push the men away, you have to pull them back. Hey, thanks for joining me, guys. It's a pleasure having you here. Leave a comment down below if you have anything to say. Drop a question down there if you want to. And see you in the next one.